back at it with another live stream. Alright, so this is a little tinny tinny on my brain. Hold on 1 second. I wonder if I screwed that up. Let me see something. Let me see something. I want to see if I screwed up the, okay, let me see really quick. Because, you know, learning and growing. Oh, love and light potato. Okay, you can hear me okay, right? Like, what's good with you? You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out some tech stuff. This is what's going on. And, yeah, no, we're good. Okay, cool. Okay. Alright. Cool. Okay, let me just focus. Alright. Welcome in, you guys. Okay, that's great. Alright, thank you for helping me with the tech issue with potato. I was like, ooh-wee, because, yeah, still not sure why it says certain things. Also, hold on 1 second, you guys. Wait 1 second. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Potato. All right. So, you guys, your girl probably low-key extended herself, or overextended herself today. Right? Working on this, right? Work-life balance. And on a very physical note, I won't get into the details, but because of that, you guys, I hope you still love me, but we're not going to do the free yes no's tonight, okay? But I got many of you, can't say everybody and their mama, I get that, right? But I got many of you on some of the energy swirling about the collective, okay? And I got a couple different narratives here that are not like from one to the next. So this feels like it's an energy pie where certain branches or split offs, if you will, may or may not resonate, okay? And thank you for the no worries. I appreciate you on that, okay? Because this is still very much, you guys, intended to be your free messages as well, okay? And I got to do a little bit of this, that, and the third to get this one out. All right, I've already gone ahead and pulled the cards, you guys. And current energies, here's the split as far as I can tell it so far. Some of you are here because someone has been, perhaps you might say, you know, mistreating you. Perhaps you might say, you know, you and so just are not getting along. Perhaps you might say you've been bullied. Others might say gang stalked. And I say that because, again, different strokes for different folks. Some people literally were never gang stalked, right? But somebody out there has been intending to evil eye, right? There's differences and variables, and I get that. And I hope you too also get that, because you should be utilizing your intuition as you receive these and any message, okay, to be clear, all right? On or off this channel. But current energies, all right, sorry for the glare. For those in general course that just resonate with not so much this person being a lover, a scorned lover, an ex, okay? This is the general depiction for current energies. I got a lot off of this, okay? This is kind of giving like the energies of, or the sentiments of, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you know, that, right? This is also giving like you in spirit energy, like you in source. You may also know that you personally have had your solar return. Okay, if you know, you know. You could be undergoing even a dark night of the soul situation. You could be tired of going through dark nights of the soul situations. And you guys, I know we call it dark night, all right, all the time, right? But seriously, you guys, it's never just one night. I mean, how could you calculate that time in that night anyhow, right? So there's that, right? Like, what if it is just one big long night, right? Might be, but, you know, I digress. It's not literally in the sense of time as we know it in this realm, if you can even really. You know what? I don't have the energy to go down that rabbit hole either, but I said what I said, okay? So, now, there's also some heavy significance to knowledge. Love and light case on. And so I feel like, you know, whoever I'm speaking to, you've been pretty focused energetically. Perhaps you might say spiritually, right? With that dark night of the soul, you might be wondering, am I, you know, losing my mind? You know, what actually is going on? Maybe you just, you know, almost want to say like, well, I just woke up one day with this strong urge to learn more. I'm good. How have you been, Kason? Um, but at the same fucking time, you guys, can you not see the storm energy, right? I see your level of focus. I see your level of persistence. So it's giving how I would say not for not trying, right? But yet there's this opposition, this, you might even say ethereal type of opposition, okay? You might be experiencing, you know, different vessels being hijacked perhaps around you, right? You know, and it's that tale as old as time. It's like that entity, that attachment, you know, as you first learned of them, okay? It could be through a parent, you guys, right? Doesn't always have to be, you know, into adulthood that you meet a narcissist. Some of us have had narcissists as parents, okay? Which then led to narcissists as lovers. I mean, it's just a whole shit ton of possibilities, all right? Love and light, Asher. Welcome in, you guys. And so, you know, it's not, again, not for, I hear it again in the channeling, not for not trying, you guys, okay? But Spirit wants you definitely, of course, to never give up, but also for such a time as this, not to give up, okay? Because really, this is kind of the epitome of like, I don't know what the hell is the name of, oh my god, is it Kappa? Wait, hold on a second. That's such a, it's an old, Mario game. Hold on, let me see. Is it Hold on, that's gonna bother me. Oh, Koopa, Koopa, enemies. All right, for you had to save Princess Peach, right? And it'd be like a new level. You get closer to and everything, and then next thing you know, it's like this all drag out fight that you have to like enter into the castle and like jump over lava and this, that, and the third. You know, it's kind of giving this kind of energy. And really not even with the romance, you know, or not even with like necessarily what feels like a clear mission. Definitely not anything necessarily connecting to romantic love. Not that Super Mario Brother was necessarily, you know, that it wasn't necessarily a romantic thing, right? It was more of a mission thing. So you could be on a mission, you could know that much, but maybe you don't know all aspects or details about the mission. You would again be coming online, and what I mean by that is not necessarily the internet, right? We could be researching on the internet, but really coming online in the sense of ascension. Like, hold on, am I here for something more than, you know, just fill in the blank, right? Love and light for LC. But at the same time, you know, you've got this opposition, you've got this entity attachment, essence, aura, right? Perhaps, and maybe even worse. Okay, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too deeply because I don't want to word curse and I don't want anyone fearing and then magnifying, you know, God forbid you had a poltergeist on the other side of a tarot message because you thought maybe perhaps that something was going on that wasn't, right? I don't want to be that reader that just kind of goes, yeah, plant the seed. We're not doing that, remember? Okay. Phew. Okay, anywho, and for those that are here about a lover, all right, there could be some significance to the Little Mermaid. Maybe somebody's name, whether guy, girl, what have you, is Ariel. Doesn't have to be the case. Somebody could have red hair. There could be some silent energy about us. Makes sense to me. Okay. But you know, it's so funny because I was actually thinking about this. I need to try to find that snippet. There, I have no idea what Frankie and Grace episode it was on, but it's a Netflix original show with Lily Tomlin, and and Jane. Is it Jane Fonda? It was a really great show. But anyways, yeah. And there's this episode where a certain intern or a certain employee is seated around with some others at a board table, excuse me, at a board meeting at the table, because some sort of conference was going on, right? But for whatever reason, they, they got onto like Little Mermaid was so and so at the table's like favorite movie, and another person employed there at the time was like, no, ain't no way. And pointed out line by line, just read Ariel and the prince, mind you, to filth simultaneously. Like, that's not it. That's not high vibrational enough. And I was like, damn it, where is the lie? So, and the crazy thing is, all my life, I wanted to be Ariel. I just loved the prince too. And I just thought it would be so great to have red hair and a tail, right? Um, but I digress, right? They broke that relationship dynamic down to the point where it was like I couldn't unsee it myself. Like, oh my god, but I would not want to sign up for that. Okay, so maybe there's some synchronicity to needing to realize some of that, or you have been realizing a lot of that. Take what resonates here. For those that are here, love my Spoonie. For those that are here, with that aspect of tonight's session, you guys. Okay. Um, Now, for those that are here with this lover, it's interesting, I tell you, because you know, as far as their okay, and it's so interesting. I'm actually getting a message of love. Okay, so that is a hefty synchronicity. I personally, you know, I'm gonna give you the message, and I'm gonna know right along with you that you're utilizing your intuition. Okay, this is a general collective message. Okay, this is not necessarily to um, assist anyone with, you know, falling prey to any delulu energy that just isn't beneficial. There's beneficial delulu energy out there. Yes. All right, but you want to utilize your intuition. Okay, now this person is saying, my love for you is written in the stars. We have the spark between us, which is undeniable and visible to everyone around us. So maybe, you know, this is a situation where it's like you and so go together. If you don't see, this reminds me of Ali Sadiq. There could be some significance to POC. There could be some significance to comedians, right? Maybe you like comedy. All right, I love comedy. Laughter is medicine. How could you not? Like, you need to. If you have not laughed in a minute, please get off the tarot, okay? Unless if I'm making you giggle, I don't mind. But you know, you got to get it out. So you can't just be sitting there going for weeks and months and years. What else? There's so many other. You gotta laugh, you guys. But this person is saying, basically, they understand now you're basically like a miracle that dropped in their life, right? They fumbled jizz out. Yep. The separation, and maybe you feel like they just forgot about you so much that you know, might as well be in the deep sea, in the deep waters, right? Or maybe you feel like they fumbled you so damn hard that when you fell down, you bounced off the earth and lopped off into the sea, right? While they just continued to move the way that they always had been moving, right? Maybe this is like someone that you now view in player vibes, okay? And, you know, I get that too. It's interesting that we've got this message that is just so damn contradicting, because I'm reading the energy and I know it well as well, quite unfortunately for everyone involved. But, you know, you can't force it. You know, if somebody doesn't love you, how many times you need somebody to tell you, I'm not choosing you. I don't want you. I don't like you. I don't love you, right? So again, we're not feeding Duluth. I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, twin flame or not, like, wow, like, title or not, soulmate or not, like, wow, how many times you need somebody to be, like, actively shitting on you, right? But I digress. This person, when you check in with their psyche, regardless of the fuck shit that they did or did not do towards you or the connection, okay? As far as they're concerned, and see this, again, sidecar, caveat here. Two people, I love you. I love you. Does it necessarily equate to reciprocity? I don't want to word curse. Well, I like Fiona. But I know that it doesn't automatically, especially if one or more of the couple, as it were, are not doing the work. Okay? If one or more in the couple are imbalanced. This is why, you know, and it's crazy because imbalance gets so glorified. Like Joker and Harley Quinn come to mind. It's like, oh my god, it's so hot. Like, let's just jump into a vat of fiery, right? And it's like, that's actually mental illness. It's actually not safe. And, you know, and some people are like, I know, yeah. Well, you should tame that a bit, okay, and temper it a bit. And just like any fucking thing else, have it in balance. All right? Because otherwise it's ruling you and or you're out of control. All right? Now, whoever I'm speaking to, regardless of whether or not you're here for a lover, I mean, hold on. That was me rewinding. To never say again when I no, let me stop. But regardless of whether or not you're here, okay, in current energies this way or in current energies that way, look at the screen, follow along. Okay, I don't have a bouncing ball yet, but maybe. Okay, I can get one. All right. Regardless, okay, I'm talking to collective member, and of course you are selflessly concerned with the welfare of others. And of course, you are creative and you are able to be analytical, high minded, you might say, right? Reflective, imaginative, and honest. Golly, how amazing are you? Like every fucking day of the week, right? Oh my god, and trustworthy if that weren't enough. Some of you specifically are artists, okay? So you're putting brushes to canvas or whatever else out there, okay? I mean, creative is one thing, yes, but specifically artists. I'm also addressing out of the collective, okay? People who are diplomatic and friendly, approachable, pleasant in social interactions, okay? Whether you've just got to try to turn your resting bitch face up into a little tiny bit of a smile or not, okay? Whether you are actively participating in conversations in social settings or you're simply just going with the vibe in the background or not, right? To be clear, I'm not talking to somebody that's like giving Guy Smiley from, I don't know why I'm thinking of Muppets right now, it's funny. Oh, I know, you guys. Right, going back to comedy. Okay, this is a little raunchy though. Like I'm just saying, if you at least are young-minded, I'll just I don't think this show was on anymore, but it was from Comedy Central, and so like they had different comedy is really coming through. They had different comedians on there, right? And so it's like Wanda Sykes, like which you already know is Chef's Kiss, right? And then I think Tracy Morgan was another one. There's many others on there, and it was called Crank Yankers, and it had puppets in precarious positions and situations, okay, because it was part of the joke or part of the skit, right? And Crank Yankers, you guys want to check it out. You can find it free on YouTube, like snippets and stuff. So that's kind of what I was watching, and I guess maybe that's why I was thinking Muppets, but I don't know. I just saw Guy Smiley. Maybe somebody that looks like him. I know somebody that looks like him actually in real life. It's not as impressive as it sounds. Let me stop. I need to. Okay, let me focus. Okay. Ambitious. No, I'm just joking. But did you guys see that meme? Like they all have like Instagram reels floating around. And they're like, the word of the day is ambitious. So that's what I hear now because of social media. Every fucking time that I see the word ambitious. Okay. You are resilient. You are charismatic. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting that. You is kind. You is. What movies? But you show careful and persistent effort in tasks, right? And you're tenacious, okay? And people love you because you care about them, right? And people fucking hate you because of it, okay? Ooh, surprise. Ooh, what's it mean? Not a damn thing, right? Because your spirit team want you to know before we could even get into any of the shit, they already got that. Okay? Whatever the that is. Whatever the evil eye, whatever the fuck shit, whatever the drama, whatever the name smearing, whatever the trap setting, like, okay? And whatever energy work, okay, going back to, see how these match? Isn't that weird? See how they match in the background? It's like, which one was the water and which one was the sky? Was the sky the water and the water the sky? Or was the water and the water the sky? Or was the sky and the sky the water? And maybe you felt like that because of all of the work. And your spiritual guidance team want you to know it's a done deal. Alright? Whatever judgment was made in spiritual court, you came out on the great favored side of things. Okay? What's going on here? Alright. And someone's having a pity party. They wanted you to go through tough times and look like it and sound like it and feel like it always and in all ways. And so, you know what? You might be able to tell who these people are because they're running around like that. Some of you, you know, maybe, I hope not, but you might be here for a double whammy, a 2-for-1. This might be all of your story because I do see that these people, these karmics as it were, also decided that whatever love that maybe you had coming your way or already had experience of, okay, should be attacked. And you can also tell who these people are because they talk too damn much and they tell them themselves over and over and over and over again. Isn't that kind of sad? Talking too much. Revealing their true intentions toward you. Revealing their slip-ups as far as their reasoning behind the attacks from others. And now people are questioning what's really going on. Alright, and you might be saying not a damn thing, and if that's you, I'd advise you to continue to do so, especially if you've been doing so because you feel guided to do so, because that's just the cleanest break. That's just the simplest severance. Okay? And not only love, but financial attacks coming out, alright? Now, there could be some significance to LGBTQ+, could be some significance to you know, you really having been putting in the work in transforming and alchemizing and growing. How's it going? You might be going places, right? Maybe you are traveling, or maybe you are just mentally traveling differently. What I mean by that is, you know, your ways of manifestations, your ways previously, perhaps, of mentally restricting your manifestations, right? You no longer are allowing permission to run even in the subconscious background of your mind, which I kudos, okay? Because you guys, this is big stuff. Like, when just one of us does this is big stuff. And the thing is, it's also big stuff because even when just one of us does this, the whole collective as a whole essentially gets an upgrade, essentially gets defragged a bit, if you would. And there could be some significance again to LGBTQ plus community, but some of you, you know, especially, yeah, this evil eye, someone envies you to the point of them not wanting to see you succeed. There's the energy of destiny swapping here, yes, but there's also the energy of, like, wanting to put on your skin. You know, not necessarily that it's a race thing or a blemish-free zone type of thing, but it's just like, you know, the way that, like, I was looking at my hair earlier today in the sun, and I was like, wow, that's so pretty and glinty. Like, there's actually, like, Like, I've literally, as dark as it is, still found like that it was giving fractals of light and different colors and things like that. And I thought, how unique, and just was appreciating myself, you know. And it's almost like this person could never do that for themselves, and they want you to do that all the time, and not in a vain way, like, oh my god, look at me, I'm so amazing, I'm so beautiful, I'm so gorgeous, I'm so great, like, but in the sense of self-love and not hating yourself. There's a lot of power with that, because, you know, imagine a cook, a baker, if you will, right? And they're all disgruntled, like, fuck this goddamn fucking, they're in the kitchen, clink, smash, you know. And you know, even if they're baking, you know, they're throwing that fucker into the oven so much it hit the back of the oven and spilt out. Now it's all burning inside the oven and stinky and smoky, right? It's just bad energy, probably bad taste. Okay. Then you come around baking and shaking and moving and growing and glowing, and then still fucking with you on top of everything else. And like authentically, not just like a let me like put this rubber mask on. I love myself. It's like, what? I'm sorry, hold on. Right? So, you know, okay. And then when you actually fuck with yourself and you're like happy in the kitchen, whatever you're baking in bacon or shaking and bacon, right, is gonna come out amazing. Everybody knows that. It's a no-brainer. Okay? Some of you, these people, like, okay, this card says someone is trying to manifest you in their life. Okay? Manifesting work, right? There's like at least 2, maybe 3 parts to this card energetically. Here we go. These general collectives sometimes I'm like, yo, here we go. I need to yawn. Okay. Some of you that are mad, these karmics, okay? The ones that aren't necessarily in this lover category. They're mad because they weren't in the lover category, and or they're mad because they couldn't keep you. You know, they couldn't keep you chained. They couldn't keep you duped. They couldn't keep you stupid. They couldn't keep you naive. They couldn't keep you overgiving. They couldn't keep you the hours of the day and night that they preferred. You know, it's giving the opposite of have it your way, right? So, you know, the opposite, okay, for them, to be clear, not the collective. Now, mind you, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like not so fun for collective member, if I do say so myself, and gosh, I'm pretty sure it's not. You know, you gotta ask yourselves in those moments of feeling like you've overstayed your welcome, how patient have you been? Was it too much? Too long? Is that what ultimately allowed for you to overstay your welcome? Were you being too kind? Were you being too overgiving? Were you too grateful for crumbs? Because it takes 2 to tango. Ask me how I know. Well, hi, India. Now, others of you, this lover, okay, if you want to say that, okay, the room, you know, back to the Ariel and the prince here, okay, is manifesting you back in. I was thinking of this earlier. I was like, okay, so I know somebody who is definitely, you know, supposed to be in existence on my timeline, knows how to manifest. And then I thought to myself, you know what? They're not manifesting you, so like you need to just get that through your thick skull. Like that's, you know. And again, you guys don't let people have to tell you more than once they don't want you. Don't let people tell you more than once they're not choosing you. And don't let people breadcrumb you more than once. The first time, that was the identification for you to say access denied, thank you, next. Because unless and until we actually like really operate out of those energies and belief systems, we're fucking around with bustas. It doesn't matter how much they make, you know, where they're seen, you know, how many fill in the blanks they got, or what they think, even about themselves. Okay? Like, I've really been pondering that, like, oh, okay. And if they're not checking all them boxes, they are not checking all the boxes. Like, I just, there's no way around it. If they're not checking all the boxes, then you are either saying thank you next, rightfully so, and in love and light, right? No bitterness or, come on now, right? Or you are signing up for some fuck shit because you are telling the universe, you are telling God, however you subscribe here, I accept less. And I'm not saying be so rigid that you're not open to receive what you know that you're deserving of. But at the same time, don't be so damn patient that you are still waiting for it years later, right? Don't be so damn nice that you are essentially assisting yourselves to be stuck in any kind of dynamic, environment, connection, friendship, and or relationship. Okay, regardless of their title. Mommy, daddy, brother, sister, child, like dead ass. Okay, because guess what? You want to talk about, people being hijacked, this, that, and the third. The divine too will test us through those close to us. Makes sense? I mean, they have access. The divine will test us just the same through those that we know and love. Makes sense. They have access. Divine's the ultimate strategist that you'll ever know. Right? Again, omniscient. Not necessarily the same ordeal with us, right? But yet, it is pretty cool to remember, you guys, that we do reflect back onto that light source energy, okay, of the all in all right? The all, I like to say. But the universe, God, Goddess, however you subscribe here, okay? Holy Spirit. And yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, so you manifest and you just still, that's just real interesting. This is real interesting to me. I dream of the timeline when I'm not picked over just once, like that'd be great. Because I know it exists, you know what I mean? So maybe I'm talking about it because you guys too should be also recalibrating, right? And getting your frequency to that vibrational match of where you really want to be, what you really want to experience, and the love that you damn sure deserve. And hopefully, like the first time, you know what I mean? But we are talking reconciliation tonight, you guys. I'm not unmindful of that, but long story short, going back to this ideation of, everyone, on the outside, essentially, to some degree, measure and form, at least the ones that you're paying attention to, learning lessons through. Also go back to, sorry, there's like a hair on my lip. Also go back to source, yes, but they are also connecting to the lessons as well, like we just talked about. And so, long story short, some of us go through more lessons than we'd like to maybe even admit or count. I should say count, right? Like, I feel like it's not bad to admit that you're going through lessons. But sometimes, those lessons from one to the next, or if it seems like back to back, or if it seems like you're running through a cornfield and they're just smacking you in your face, you start to wonder, like, what is going on? But, and also getting back to this, like, swirly, stormy energy, dark night of the soul. Is it up? Is it down? Is it ocean? Is it sky? What areas of your life are you avoiding? Are they causing you upset, worry, disrupted sleep? If so, these are the areas you need to focus on. As much as you don't want to, it is necessary. Tackle your demons head on. Don't allow them to rule you for a second longer. And really, by demons, nobody's claiming demonic possession, okay? It's really talking about those fears, those imbalances, perhaps in the mental space. It's like the other day I had a conversation, and it's like, I'm thinking the conversation is like here, right? And technology doesn't make it any better because it's like it was through text, so it's like, oh, I'm down here, like, I don't know, like, and this person must have just been all the way somewhere else. Because by the time I realized it, they were like, I'm like, oh, what? Like, I was taken aback and clutched my pearls a bit because I had no idea, right? So, you want to make sure you're in balance, even in what you know that you've got to face and are working through. Okay. Let's say that you're facing something scary, right? Okay. Yeah. Right. That's okay to identify, right? It's not okay to identify and then give yourself permission to be like, for 4 weeks. Okay. And then like another 2 days, right? Like, no, we're not. You actually need to breathe in a very grounded way for all of that time, right? So you don't have time to waste. You don't have 4 weeks and 2 days to and get anywhere, right? It's not conducive to your health mentally or physically, probably even spiritually at that point, because we're talking fear and you're consenting to it. And it's a vibrational frequency that is a robber of things like joy, pleasure, abundance, health, right? Like, so no, okay, we don't have time for that. So what are you avoiding? Okay, you've got to start there, because here's the thing. You can't be not doing this work and then run into somebody's bed or somebody's relationship. Oh, did I say what well, hold on. Okay, right, that's for somebody. Don't place limits upon yourself. You're an infinite being with unlimited potential. You can have and be anything you want. Don't hold yourself back or allow anyone else to. This is your life. Live your truth and remain heart-centered at all times. So long story short, pretty self-explanatory. I was just talking about that with the channeling, okay? Don't be that one that even mentally represses the rest of your entire path. Because you're strong enough to do it, man. And your mental damn sure is, okay? And you might be sitting there going, well, I just feel all fragmented and fragile. Ground. It doesn't mean that what I just said out my face is not true for you. Just ground. And we all have to ground. If you never had to ground, gosh, I'd like to know who the hell you are. Because you're in this realm and never, ever had to ground. Are you kidding me? We see that you're on the brink of a breakthrough, your spiritual guidance team, okay? And remember, they already let you know this shit is on lock. You are protected. Your protection, there's no work around your protection, bro. Like said, cycle is completed. So whatever karmic lessons, blessings, I'd like to say, it's giving, like, you got Princess Peach, baby. Maybe somebody's name is Mario or Luigi. I don't know. Maybe somebody has a brother named Luigi. You've been patiently waiting for a situation, and it's about to come full circle. Lessons have been learned. This is a win-win situation for you. Trust, we are working behind the scenes to ensure the best outcome for you. I feel like this does have to do heavily with this romantic connection. And this person saying, I love you, okay, for those that resonate with that, because you gave me time. Time is important. Time does heal. Time does allow for clarity. Time does allow for growth. I was thinking just the same about how emotionally immature, me and a certain person interacted at times, okay? And again, it was a mirroring thing. I see that too. But you guys, if you can connect the patterns towards what you need to grow out of, all right, you can still take notes, even if let's say for a fact, okay, oh my gosh, this is definitely my twin flame, oh my gosh, this is definitely 1010% my soulmate, and they never ever come back. You can still learn and grow from what you've experienced out of the connection. It still was very much purposeful, and so that's what I'd like to take away from my path. And I invite you guys to do the same, because please don't wait on anybody, especially anybody who's told you they don't want you. You know what I mean? Like, basically, maybe they didn't say it, but didn't they also say it, by not saying it, and by doing what they did do, and by not doing what they did not do? You have to be honest with yourself, because otherwise then you're pulling the wool over your own eyes, and then you're going to turn around in the next day and be like, why do they all hurt me the same ways? It's because you're not changing in the ways that you need to change to see a difference, in the ways that you're hoping to see a difference. And so you really have, and again, I get it. It feels like back to the what the fuck, like, You know, maybe you've been trying at this. I totally resonate with that too. It's like, ain't no way I'm not taking this serious. Like, I don't know. I think I'd be like down for being my own twin. Because I think like that's probably the safest bet at this point, because like I know how to treat me, and I'm grateful to say that, it's okay. Never allow yourself to be taken for granted. Exactly, you guys. I don't give a fuck who they are. Your child, even. If they're taking you for granted, there is some toxicity there, and dare I say, imbalance there that needs to be looked at. That there needs to be a reciprocity balance, okay? And if and when there is no such a thing, a boundary must be upheld. And that's okay. Boundaries are not bad. Now, boundaries that are born out of imbalance, toxicity, fear, jealousy, I don't even know that they're actually boundaries. I feel like people call them that, but they're just projections. Projections and boundaries are not the same thing, okay? But damn sure, if you project onto me, I'm a half a boundary. So damn fast, right? Because ain't nobody got time for projection. If I've never, ever, ever projected on ever again, it'll be too soon. I'm so serious. It's better to remove yourself from the situation than to be treated less than you deserve. You are precious. You are worthy. Okay, they make cards about it. It was already the truth before the card was printed. It's up to you guys to live it out. This is a card that somebody made about a truth that you just are to walk out. Maybe somebody needs to literally walk out, but you need to walk out your truth, babe. Like, are you precious? Are you amazing? Are you hot? Is your body tea? Okay. It doesn't matter what you look like. Do you fuck with you? Because how would anybody else be your friend even? If you don't even like yourself, if you don't even friend you, how would anyone ever love you if you don't even love you? All right? Gone are the days where you're expecting yourself inside of other vessels, whether twin flame, counterpart, soulmate or not, whether bestie or not, okay? You've got to find what you're looking for through you first, and then everything starts to fall in line. It is kind of creepy how it starts to fall in line, because like you would think, you guys, that it's like, okay, step one, let me just start caring about myself more. Step two, right, I'm gonna maybe see a glimmer of like people treating me nicer. It is not always a glimmer. It is like people come out of the woodwork to be like, can I help? Like people in places of authority, even like just serving, like as if you were the queen or king for the day. It's like, okay, and you just learn to go with the flow and be grateful. Okay, those are the times to be grateful. When people are love bombing you, gaslighting you, lying on you, lying on your name, and then turn around and be like, here's your favorite meal. Here's what I know you like so that I can rope you back in. It's no longer on the menu. It's no longer an experience for you in this timeline, and I'm grateful to talk about it, and I hope you too are, okay? Don't allow anyone to abuse your power or to take it away from you. Remember, you will be treated how you allow others to treat you. And how you allow others to treat you, you need to understand simultaneously is how you treat yourself. If you can't even connect the dots that way, then maybe you need to connect them this way. And I say it because me personally too, right? I'm just trying to help. The way people treat you, especially if you know, it's like, okay, oh my God, why is this such a pattern? Like, I'm actually not a bad person. Like, why is this from one, high school friend to the next, from one college friend to the next, from one, or from one particular sign of a person, you might even want to say, right? Zodiac signs, okay, to the next, another particular person, that same freaking zodiac sign, you might want to be so quick to be like, blaming or pattern catching on the other person's side. And maybe that is well and good, right? I'm not saying don't, I mean, when you're evaluating, you should be evaluating the situation from your, self evaluation points, as well as the sum and totality of the circumstance, the relationship dynamic, etc., which would include the other person. So I'm not saying don't ever look at the other person, right? I'm also not even saying play the blame game. I'm just asking you to do a little bit more of this work so that you can free yourself from the fuck shit and enjoy a lot more of pleasant experiences with others, not even just by you doing you, okay? But it starts with you doing you, so much so that you're comfortable with yourself to place yourself, maybe you want to say, in the lakes, streams, ponds, or oceans, all right, that other like-minded individuals are. Right now, you guys, and I've been there, some, like, certain parts of my path where I go, okay, I know I want to go. Like, one time I was like, okay, I know I want to go to the gym. Got a little scared, like, oh, I don't know. Now I just go to the gym. They're like, hey, I'm like, hey, right? But I had to work to get it. And it started with my mental, like, okay, bitch, you can go, you can do it, you can breathe, you can, you know. And now without a second thought, it's like, or 2 days goes by and it's like, no, bitch, you gotta go to the gym. Like, what are you talking about? Right? It's part of me now. Like, this is what I do. Okay. But same deal, you guys. You have to connect the dots sometimes to be like, how was I not protective of myself to the point where over and over again I am met with the same relationship reciprocity issue, whether romantic or not? And we've got both on the board here, right? You have to ask you about that. And you might even help yourselves by asking you that question and incorporating your inner child to answer. Sometimes when you incorporate the inner child to answer some of those questions for you, okay, while you're waiting on God, I'm sure, right? Just saying, go through you a lot more as well, okay? Because you have the answers within, all right? But you gotta fuck around and find out. When you incorporate the inner child, you can dumb it down easier. It's like, makes me feel bad. Okay, right? Otherwise, the adult corporate version of you, perhaps, might be saying, well, beating around the bush. Nobody has time for that. Heal and grow and move on. It's the way some people say, bob and weave, right? When you are in some sort of fight dynamic. This is spiritual warfare, all right? This is not necessarily against elbows being thrown and hands. This is against rulers, principalities. All right, those that know. And again, that's why we talk about from one vessel to the next, perhaps being hijacked. Those that know. This is something because my nose is doing that thing. Don't allow anybody to, first of all, as far as destiny swapping, people try it. It's never going to be a thing. It's never going to be a thing for the chosen ones where God goes, holy fuck, the destiny has been swapped. I don't know how I've lost control over the whole... Okay? Now, there is such a thing as, giving up your birthright, perhaps, consensually, stupidly, and I can't stress that part enough, okay? So there's that, but we're not on that type of timeline, and we know better, okay? For those wondering what our birthright at least is, calm, peace, and serenity, okay? It's the ability to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and not lose your shit, okay? Whether this is in life and or in love. But this person's saying, okay, for those resonating with this lover trying to come back with the come through, you make them happy. Like, they know now, right? I guess that's bittersweet. It's wonderful to know that, like, somebody had a realization that, perhaps they didn't see you clearly. Could have been on the other side of some terrible spell work, etc. And how do you know something until you know it? I get that, okay? I just don't want the collective to be like, yeah, this is totally every time, like, what I should do is wait around and expect this person to... Because you know what? Then you're kind of consenting to be stuck a bit. I don't want to be stuck on anybody. Like, even if the love of my life actually entered my timeline, like, right now, I don't want to be stuck on them. So it's really important to do the work, you guys, before they show up. Because then otherwise you're in another cycle where it's like, oh my god, it feels like right person, wrong time. Nobody wants to sign up for that either. Alright? Others, for those that are resonating with just the karmic individuals, whether guy, girl, what have you, they just don't like that you're happy. Like, why are you happy? We've been fighting you and like fucking your name up and your reputation, and we've been, trying, and just it's giving like this temper tantrum, spitting out like little toddler time narcissist bull fuck shit. Um for those resonating with the lover, some of you here, you might think of this person, or maybe you did view this person as your knight in shining armor. Gosh. um and they're asking you to keep the prospect of this love actually blooming into something, right, that doesn't turn into some form of burning bush, unless it's the passionate kind of fire, right? A lot of biblical references tonight. Interesting. But to keep hope alive, they also feel like your energy, your love, of course they would, keeps them keeping hope alive. I don't know if that's enough for me to go off of, to be like, wow, let me bend my knee, or let them bend their knee over that, because really that just sounds like potentially an energy vamp situation. And again, I'm not trying to be vamped off of, just like I'm not trying to lose myself in any dynamic. For me personally, I'd be like, thank you, next. Just saying, you guys. And it's interesting, as I look down, it could be some significance to letter K. Doesn't have to be the case, but this card says supporting each other. It's upside down. So, this tells me, if you're here about this lover, they weren't, and I did this recently. This wasn't anything romantic, but I can do it romantic every time too, if I look back. Like, I'm starting to work on, like, I need to not be upset with myself, but I also need to correct my fucking behavior, because I am, like, too nice and too giving. And that's also why we're not doing the free yes-nos tonight, you guys. Because I'm already giving enough energy just to get through this shit, you know what I mean? And it's for the collective anyhow, so I hope you guys are getting something out of it. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to make these changes and watch shit shake. Because I finally got done. Like, I finally was like, okay, yeah. Like, if I never again look back and see that, like, somebody was using me, it would be too soon. And I'm almost like, when I do the work and I look back and I go, oh my god, like, they too were using me, like, they too were using. I'm almost a little embarrassed. I had to work through that too, because what the fuck? Like, I like to think of myself as an educated person. I like to think of myself as emotionally mature and able to do deductive reasoning and able to perform aspects of logic, as well as utilize my intuitive gifts, and still here we are. So, no judgment, only love and light from your girl, okay? Because I get it. And same too for these karmics, okay? It's like, you look back and it's like, you were so grateful for the help and everything. And then when you stack up, like, how the way, you helped while receiving help, it's giving, again, this disconnected, disjointed, non-level situation, right? And I bet you 10 times out of 10, collective members coming in with over giving, okay? If I do say so myself. So, it is what it is. Take the lessons as the blessings, because now that you know, right? Now that we know, we can correct and really kind of catapult our trajectory towards that highest vibrational timeline, highest vibrational outcome, and vibrational frequency, okay? Really sending us into a baseline of calm, peace, and serenity. There's that birth rate energy, okay? So it's giving a win-win-win-win-win. I mean, even one of the cards talked about a win-win. So please don't give up hope, whether you're here with this karmic lover, perhaps, or karmic individual, but, platonic, perhaps. This person wants you to know, okay, those that resonate with this person, being in that lover energy, they were going to come through, and if you accept, right, I mean, it's looking like it could end in marriage. This person would intend to be loyal, because they've officially is it sowed their oats? They fucked around and found out. Okay. Um, hopefully this person isn't, hopping out of one marriage and into the next repeatedly. You'd think it'd be a little red flaggy. But they know you're thoughtful. My thing is like, okay, you're thoughtful, you're great. This person fucked around, dropped the ball, fumbled you. I just don't understand off the cuff how you would sit there and just still be in this enamored energy. This might be what they're worrying about. You are a humble person, so I mean, I'm not, you know, there's some significance to hugs, okay? You could, maybe came to this person and said, I need your hug. Like, I need your hug. Please, okay? Hold me. Or during hug time, there was just so many unexchanged, like, pleasantries, but yet you didn't need the words kind of thing. There's something significant about hugs. And this person wants you to know that you're the last thing that they think about often, all right before bed. But same deal with these karmics, okay? You could have also, been kind enough to give them hugs. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I know what you mean. These people just did not, they took you for granted. And whether this is like a friend or a lover, okay, because it's still general collective message, right? You guys had history. You guys had like fun times, right? I don't know why I'm hearing. Is it Fast Times at Ridgemont High? I don't know what that, but or Richmont High. I'm not sure. Maybe you went to high school together. Okay. Love and light, Jay. And it was just somebody that you like poured into, like you were serious about, whether friend or more. You protected this person, maybe from self and or others. Could be some significance to the letters I as well as you. Uh, but you intended, you were in this authentic love frequency, and I don't know that they ever were. Okay, this person is coming across like, oh yeah, I love you when you cook for me. I love you when you pour into me. I love you when you, and it's giving energy damp. So that's why, it's like, okay, so you want everything one-sided, and then like the person that's just dishing out everything is supposed to be like happy, content, and also benefiting from the connection. No, that's not. And these people, go to sit there, your friend, your confidant, they expected you to tell them all their shit, or all your shit, so that they can run around and tell it, right? So that they can, get their chaos magic off the ground, so that they can dig dirt, right? Because they're nosy, and they don't really have too much else to talk about or do in their perspective, clearly. Because if they didn't carry that perspective, they'd have so many more things done, and they could talk about them. All right. Again, there could have been contracts, employment, means of money exchanging hands, or the expectation of, you know, because these people's finances could be blocked on the strength of divine forces, right? This is not anything that you're producing for them. This is something that you either found them in as far as a state, a mindset, a frequency, or they've been placed into because of past transgressions. I'm hearing to say this person or these people saw you, whether guy, girl, what have you. All right, going through the dark night of the souls. I'm hearing multiple. That's why I'm saying souls, right? And moving and shaking, growing. Maybe you were baking too. Okay, and they thought, you know what, I will compete, and can't. You can't compete where you don't compare. But comparison is the thief of joy. So again, going back to if they just did other things, if they just made different choices, if they just stopped, right? Yeah. Turn envy into inspiration. Ask, what can I gain from their success? Cross-watcher, right? Don't let envy snuff out your glow. Each goddess has her own magic, as the card states. So maybe this is about feminine energies, okay? Could be some significance to the name Jenny. For those that are really feeling like, you know, I just really would love to actually have someone to talk to outside of myself, outside of my invisible spiritual guidance team. Okay, they're coming. I know, babe. It's not super easy, but at the same time, you can't pretend that somebody is quality when they're like digging in their ass and they're, you know, like talking gibberish because they're out of their mind. Okay, you can't look at that anymore. I feel like many of us have tried. We've tried it, right? To smile at that with the rose-colored glasses on, talking about, oh, one day they'll be a little bit better in this department. Again, looking at the boxes they're not checking, talking about it's good enough. Like, no, we're not doing that anymore. See how it works? Okay. Even about friends, we're not doing that. You know, are they a shitty friend? And you're just like, yeah, it's fine because at least I, you know, like that third month they'll come around and then I can talk about, I don't know, like something, and then I can, you know, 6 more months down the line, maybe say another sentence when they come around, and that's not a good friend, you know. Don't fear small circles, choose quantity over, choose quality over quantity. Seriously, in everything. All right. I mean, even if you were trying to be in bachelor mode, right? You still want to choose quality over quantity because from one ass to the next, not the same caliber. Okay, just saying, you guys. All right, and you have to be real about it. Like, what are you looking for? Okay, if you know that you're looking for trash, right? You should check the trash bin. You should not check you know, corporate America. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know, you should not check, you know, the single mom who works too hard. Maybe somebody's name is Reba. I've been watching Reba lately, so just, you know, go with it, right? And be honest in your goings on, in your endeavors, in your connections, in your hookups, okay? Shed pretense, break free from limits, embrace your truth. Freedom blooms in authenticity. All right. Maybe some significance to breast cancer awareness. But really, you guys, your freedom is in your authenticity. Authenticity unlocks your freedom. All right? It's the only way to really operate without having to mask up who you are. And do you know how many people can't do that? Because if they unmask, nobody is saying a word to them. If looking their way, let alone fucking with them, let alone supporting them, let alone looking for them, ever. Okay? Trust your journey, focus on your path, not others' progress. Again, don't compare. It says don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. That makes me think of bankers. Let's see that. Maybe somebody's going through that. But, you know, focus on your lane. If you've yet to find your lane to dominate there, okay, you damn sure shouldn't be focusing elsewhere anyways. You gotta focus, right? If you know you found your lane and you feel like you're not yet dominating there, you shouldn't be, see how it works? You just shouldn't be comparing. Does that make sense? If I sat here and I went, oh my gosh, tarot reader so-and-so has 139,000 blah 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 views and supportive messages, you know, I'd be like crying into my mattress probably, right? Because what are you talking about, right? um Feel and heal. Allow tears as part of growth, but don't suppress emotions for strength. Just the same as don't get stuck there, right? Because if you get stuck there, then are you feeling them? No, they're ruling you. The emotions are ruling you at that point if you're stuck in them. Does that make sense? So people can't stand you because, okay, you could have some um you could have some sort of like Gaia anointing or some sort of connectivity to that particular goddess. And irregardless of whether or not that actually resonates for you, there's some aspect to like earth energy, sun energy coming through. Sun god Ra comes to mind. Ancient Egyptian civilization comes to mind, as well as earth placements. Okay. But you're a living testament to, you know, the power of divinity. You could connect heavily with nature, the animal kingdom. All right. I'm also hearing the Fae. Nourish your soul. Engage in activities that fill your soul with pure happiness. Don't prioritize productivity over the things that truly fulfill you. You guys, I was mentioning a few moments back about that work-life balance, right? I have learned that in recent energies, you kind of do have to check in. It's like, okay, what feels good to do? Is it like work or homework? And by homework, I'm not saying it like coursework. I'm just saying like work around the house, things outside of your 9 to 5, as it were, if that makes sense to even say if you have a 9 to 5. All right, because with you going in the flow state, you're gonna get far more done. So maybe another thing to try, those artists out there, it's like, okay, you know, you have 5 projects lined up, or you know, you have a collection, you know, those designers comes to mind. Let's say you've got a jewelry collection coming out, okay, and it's like, maybe, you know, you've got these necklaces, you've got 3 styles of rings to make, 2 styles of, you know, bracelet, excuse me. And let's say the logic mind aspect of you goes, let's make all the bracelets, let's make all the rings, and then let's make all of the necklaces. But right now, it might behoove you best to make a necklace, a bracelet, and then a ring. And then to make a ring, and then a necklace, and then a bracelet. Like, however you feel, you got to check in moment to moment. Because energy is fluid anyway, so it makes sense you should, right? Just saying. It'd be like if you never question, hey, should I take a different route to the market, right? And you just always. Well, guess what? Eventually, you're not going to perhaps be able to take that same route because a detour will show itself, right? That happened to me the other day. I didn't know where I was to take the detour, and then the signs were not clear because it was in one of those really small Mayberry type towns, if I do say so myself, in the backwoods. And it's like everybody there knows what to do. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, you know, what this is, you know, where is the. And then the GPS also glitched too. So it wasn't even just me, just saying. I thought I was having a moment until the GPS was also. What a week. Anyways. But you guys, we're going to close out and see who we're talking about here. All right, now, it could be pulling up on your energy connecting to this session. Same deal with the person and or people that came to mind during this same session, okay? Only take what resonates, right? So we're going to take a look at, I think we had 2 chart placements come out, and they are Capricorn and Leo chart placements, all right? So they could be of some significance to you or somebody here, right? Take what resonates. Somebody could be a security guard, all right? But I do get also with this too, like this guarded energy. It's almost like you are trying not to fear and or feel that you're going to get so closed off from all of the darkness, abuse, projections, bullying, you know, all of the I said projections. Gosh, there's just been that many, huh? Yeah, okay, I get it. Your name, Jeremy or Jeffrey? Some of you, you know, these are like multiples. There could be. The way that I thought there were 3 individuals, but looking at it, I think there are more abstract individuals. So there could be 3 or more. This could be, we've had the religious text references come through to some degree. This could be churches, organizations, covens. And really, it's just because it's like they can't keep you down. It's like they wanted you to be all fucked up from their emotional manipulation, their projections. They wanted you to be all feeling like assed out and down. And now that stuff is backfiring. So they're going to be all squirrely You ever see somebody like glitch in front of you? I've seen it repeatedly. Like, it's kind of weird because they do it the same way. But then again, it might make sense if it is kind of giving that same spirit type of energy. But anyways, I digress. This could be somebody at your place of work or somebody you know through there. Whether guy, girl, what have you, whether this is this lover coming through or not. But I mean, the smear campaign, yeah, like just trying to make you feel like this and look like this, you know, it's giving, oh yeah, they're a drug addict and they're, you know, mental health issues and anger issues and, you know, and the whole time it's like whatever they're saying literally is going back onto them, whether they're aware of that or not. I mean, and there's really no way to stop it, okay? Because again, you're a good person, and a lot of these people already did some fuck shit enough to the point where they were kind of in that. This is kind of giving Eight of Swords energy, or like it's almost like how you might say this person had a record. Maybe in the literal sense that they've had like an arrest record, but this is giving definitely for sure, um, like a spiritual court record. It's like bitch already had a prior record score, you know. Um, and this person, you know, they misery loves company. It's like, hey, do you want to come in my cage and be broke? Like, do you want to come and be in my coven where we're just blocked? The Craft could be a movie of some significance. All right, some of you, this, you know, these people perhaps do have records, prior record scores. Okay, in the literal sense, as far as this realm. Okay, law enforcement. This could be over insurance fraud, identity fraud, tax fraud, you know, writing bad checks, not keeping up with the mortgage, okay, and just really kind of losing their footing. You know, maybe these people didn't want you to have housing, and you know, I keep channeling this song. I'm not sure exactly who sings it, but it's like, God is watching us from a distance, and God is watching us, right? And it's like, I'm getting chills now. It's like, these people don't realize that, like, you can't walk around being like a raging, you know, agent of the dark, right? Or a raging bleepity, right? And no repercussions. There's no such thing as no repercussions for that type of shit. I mean, some of these people, you know, they're jealous because they, again, the very things they said about you or saying about you, they are. That's why they know to say them. And I gather that certain people are starting to notice that. You know, maybe it's like people at their job, they're like, you keep saying the same things. And they consistently don't add up. And then when questioned about them, you say something different that definitely also just does not add up. And you keep circling back around to the same things. And it's like these people are noticing, right? And in the meantime, you're just like, okay, let me focus, let me be grateful for the divine. Okay, like I'm still alive, so I still have purpose. Like I have to be positive because something's gonna come out of this. I'm grateful for the lesson, even though it didn't necessarily feel like a blessing. I'm just gonna alchemize it into a blessing because I know that, you know, like you're like this. Look, literally, this is the way that your spiritual guidance team, as well as source, all of divinity, look and feel about each and every one of us. Okay, we've got a ginormous shining crown because we were born out of divinity and greatness. Okay, that's why you carry this knowledge. That's why you're expected to continue to the point where this knowledge is in you. Okay, you see how you are ascending really by learning and growing your soul. Gosh, it's so freaking amazing. Like, I love that. I love that about you, and I love that for you, and I love that about us, and I love that for us. The collective, literally, nobody's left behind. If you're part of this collective, okay, literally, that's you, babe. That's us. We're doing it. This is us. Okay? Now, I'm going to get some archetypes. All right. Whether this is you or somebody you know, okay? We've got braids coming out. We've got a beauty mark. I'm going to show the pictures. Somebody might look like somebody. Doesn't have to be the case. Somebody here could be older than somebody, whether this is you or the person or the people. And same deal with the teeth gap and beard, okay? We've got somebody skinny. What's that like, babe? We've got coarse curly hair come out in European. Maybe somebody is in Europe. Somebody here is coming out as a witch. All right. There might be some significance to red attire. And whether this person is older or younger than you, okay, it could be the same height, have brown eyes, perhaps blonde hair, perhaps medium hair. All right, somebody can have a mole with a guy, girl, what have you. We've got white American coming through with black clothing and short hair, whether guy, girl, what have you, okay? And if this is where you lead me, much love and light, you guys. I'm going to close out with the names deck as I was guided to, so we'll see what names that... Ooh, wants to talk, apparently. We'll see what name... Okay, we'll see what names I'm guided to. But heads up, they could be, like, iconic names of some synchronicity. They could be pet names, all right, connected to you or someone that you know. All right, just to confirm that, you know, we're honing in on your energies and or the energies of that of the people around you, whether guy or what have you, okay, and whether part of a lover dynamic or not, okay. Okay, let's see here. I'm hearing Barbara. I'm hearing Hannah or Anna. Beatrice. Betty. I'm hearing Isla. That's a pretty name, Isla. Okay. So, you know, you guys, this could be somebody's relatives, your relatives' names. We've got, I heard Lucia, but it could be Lucille, Julia, Beth, Jasmine, Tyler, Dante, Elio, Candy, Elaine, Monica, Jolene. Maybe there's some significance with that song. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I love that song. I love Miss Dolly. Somebody's name could be D, or it could be somebody's initial. Jeff, Pamela, Persephone, Ollie, India. Some significance to that Elio. Elio. Okay, we've got Pearl, Mora, Talia, Brett. I heard Bryn, Kenzie. Oh, there's Barbara. I already channeled that. April, Ariel. Ariel's on the card, you guys. That's so funny. Dream, Chantal or Chanel, Dorothy, Tate. There could be some significance to the song Vixen by Miguel. Ooh, okay, hold on. Bart, Sheila, Sandy. I heard Tudor, like Tudor. Aquila. Oh, you guys remember that movie Aquila and the Bee? That was such a... Oh my god. That was such a great movie. I think that was actually maybe loosely or totally based off of true events. I have to go back on that one. Poppy, Mohammed, Jared, Lee, Janelle, Imani, Dirk, Kevin, Silas, Africa, Georgianne, Tammy, Alvarez, Millie, Darcy, Carla, Betty. I think I channeled that one, I'm not sure. Igor, Vernon, Pippa, Junebug, Sanchez, Vinny, Siler, Jackson, Jones, Justina, Chip, Sapphire, Lynette, Sirius, Jackson, Ted, Danny, Vonnie, Janie, excuse me, Joss, Asia, Tracy, Madison, Pilar, Harper, Star, Nadia, Omar, Rick. There's Jenny. It's so funny. The names I channel are on these cards. Mia, Julissa, Aiden, Elaine. I'm hearing Ariana, Sunshine, Leslie, Linda, Cookie, Amari, Elton. I'm hearing Janae, Ryan, Crystal, Tyson, Onyx, Tamara. I also heard Tamron or Cameron. Okay. You love that movie too, Fiona? That's funny. Mickey. There's Mario. Mario's on the card. Angie, Jaren, Rain, Cody, Paul, Frank, Barnabas, Destiny, Nelson, Harper, Brenda, Joey, Bud, Mason, Donna, Red, Shadow, Sammy, Tully, Dion, Abe, Solomon, Buck, Dorsey, Casey, Davion, Dior, the initial T. Alright. But regardless of whether or not you resonate with somebody actually coming back for you, actually loving you, okay, your dreams about that definitely still will come true in the sense of generic. Like, in the sense of actual love, though, right? Like, your dream came true. So it's a great message nonetheless, okay? And here's how you make sure you get to the end point, all right? If you want to call it that, or the end game, all right, as far as finding that one, okay, or having the one find you, those divine feminines. If you know, you know. Okay, we don't chase, we attract, right? They can't maintain consistency. We don't chase. Like, because then you're signing up for, like, I don't know, a page, whether you want to say a little boy, a little girl, or not. It's someone who's not ready, not capable, right? Not enough. And that's okay, because you need to know from here on out, you are worthy of having those boxes checked. You're worthy of somebody picking you, for God's sakes. You're worthy of someone that you don't have to chase down and pull their teeth to be like, hey, do you still fuck with me? Are you going to, you know, help me out in the ways that, you know, lovers and friends assist each other and are attentive towards each other, you know? How about now? Oh, and how about now? Like, no, nobody has time for that, okay? For real. We're too busy building, like, legacy wealth and, you know, future adults and, you know, like, come on now. And, you know, some of you, this person did friend zone you. It's like, okay, like, well, we could touch and everything, but, you know, you ain't gonna get more out of me than a friendship. Is that a friendship that checks all the boxes there for you? Because I know for me personally, it never did, never could. Okay. You know, I'm worthy of more than just the crumbs, okay? And you too should follow suit if you never before thought about that. Just saying, because you guys, the more that you're protective of yourselves, the more that you're protected. You know, I mean, what do you want? You know, you sitting there talking to the 39th Busta of the year, and you think Archangel's supposed to swoop in with the sword going, not that one. Like, no, you got... Could you imagine? Might be pretty gory around these parts. Mike, no. He was a good one. And Mike's all like, you're settling for crumbs. You know, like, do you really need that kind of outside of you experience when you can just do the work? Because I'm pretty sure Mike got bigger things to do, bigger fish to fry, and other ways to protect your ass. Just saying, make it make sense, okay? Yeah. These karmics, okay? They get this. You want any of that? Did you want, how about this? Anything? Well, it does appear to be kind of perhaps at the beach there, and the ocean's pretty... No, stop. You don't want any of that. You want any, you want some of this? Anything? You want that? Let me see. Oh yeah, that old teddy bear that used to... No, we're done. Okay? Out with the old, in with the new. Thank you. Next. That is the paradigm shift that you're entering in your now space. Okay? Why? So that you bring in... You want to know what you get by divine right, rule, and order and agenda? Okay? For all the fuck shit? For all the attempts at thwarting you off the mission, you know, trying to make it so that you don't get to the Akashic Records to fuck around and find out how amazing you are so that you can step up into your happiness, joy, contentment, and good life and soft era, regardless of whether you're a guy, girl, what have you. I mean, the sun and the fucking Ten of Cups. I'm sorry, did we need to sweat the small stuff right now? Because, no, yeah. This looks like small stuff when you now it's safe to compare, huh? Oh, is that how that works? After not comparing and not comparing and not comparing, to those that are comparing, ultimately sometimes they do make us take a look and then we see, wow, how great we are and how grateful we are to be born out of greatness. But then we're wrong for that. It's just you can't, you can't please everybody. What are you gonna do, right? Please you. So that you are pleased so much so that everyone around you, who is worthy, of course, because otherwise they're really not able to be around you. You could test that theory out if you'd like. It could be painful. I'd advise against it, but I digress. Will be served out of your overflow and not you burning the fuck out and succumbing to the fuck shit mentally, physically, and ultimately spiritually, and still trying to figure out how you're supposed to make shit shake when really everything is feeling fragile. No, that sounds like the karmics, okay? Because the collective is this, okay? The collective, remember how, because you see how, like, this is the reality, you know what I'm saying? The Ten of Cups and the Sun. For those that are not aware, the Sun card alone in any tarot deck, doesn't matter how traditional or non-traditional, is the happiest card of the deck. Out of all 78 or plus cards. Happiest one, okay? Now, the Ten of Cups, okay? Man, when you sidecar it next, I mean, this is like elation for life. Elation as a lifestyle, right? And not even in some sort of toxic, like, outwardly controlled situation. No, this is just divine light codes, divine right, wrong agenda, divine karma serving the collective, who is divine royalty, starseed energy, who is on the great side of karma, who is a good person, who will be receiving double for their trouble, okay? And same deal with karmics. Ta-da! Alright. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that that resonated for somebody and gave them the clarity that they were looking for. But really, you guys, after releasing that message, I would advise us to just move along, thankfully. Tell Archangel Michael, thank you for your protection. Tell Holy Spirit, thank you for your protection and your encouraging words. But do not get trapped up or wrapped up in any of the fuck shit, because that would just pull you down. And you know how you're going here? Like, I mean, you don't, once you get there, you don't want to be pulled down. I promise. To be clear, okay? Because that would be so damn disappointing. This would make me think of, like, for those that, not to be triggering, but, some people have had near-death experiences, and, they come back from one side to the next, back to this freaking lower density type of stuff, okay? And they get sad, depressed, because it's, like, disappointing. It's like, no, I've seen better. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord, right? And then you're just back into, like, all of the things that you can experience in this wonderful world. Maybe somebody's name is Louis. Louis Armstrong might be a icon of some significance. I'm hearing him sing that song. What a wonderful world. I can't sing it like him, but I can, but not at the moment, because Girly was already doing too much last week singing Prince. I gotta protect my voice. That falsetto, bro. It's not natural. It's not. Prince did it well, but it ain't natural. Just saying, you guys. Betty is a classic name. It was my grandma's name. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of that energy, but yeah. Alright, you guys, that's what I have for you. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope that you got something out of it. I know that I'm grateful to hang out with you guys. I definitely want to be a lot more engaged with the chat and everything, but tonight, Girly had to focus on getting the message out because energy was a little low. Like I said, I really physically overexerted myself today, and so it's not you, it's me. But I was very much led to come on, and I tried to make it on a little bit earlier than normal, just because of you know, the energy flow and me looking to get to rest mode a little bit sooner. So forgive me. I really do love you guys, and thank you for being here, and thank you for being supportive of each other. You hear Poppy? Oh yeah, Poppy. When I hear Poppy, I think of like England, like English folks, right? Like when I hear like Poppy and Pippa. But it's funny because actually I don't know any Poppies, but I do know a Pippa, and they're definitely not English. Like they're American. So and Prim is another one. Prim, same deal, American. I don't know, just. But I'm not really so great with like ethnicity names. I mean, you guys, my name alone, please. I feel like my name was just like made up, so there's that. I don't even know. Um, and you know, it's funny, you guys. I was talking about how like when you start like really just honoring yourself more, you'll find that in your everyday world, even like you don't have to wait for a lover to come and be like, oh my, I've been looking for you all my life, you're so amazing, let me take care of you. Like, I'm not saying it like that, but I did have an experience earlier today where I was just like, wow, that's really impressive. Like this person like took the time out to make sure that um I was comfortable with the way that they were addressing me. And I just thought, wow, like that's pretty cool. Like, because there was just so much thought behind it that it wasn't just like a conversational formality. It was like actual thought. And I was like, oh, that's, thank you. Because yes, I, you know, and so sometimes you guys, when you start seeing the like the turnaround, okay, it's a little bit much. I guess maybe it is how people can take us loving and overgiving towards them. It's like, gosh, this is so good to too good to be true kind of thing, question mark. So you wanna watch and make sure you're not in that self-sabotage type of energy. And I know we talk about we're manifesting and we're doing big things all the time, and you know, we're baddies and everything, but you want to make sure that you're, you know, doing this work so that, you know, maybe tonight you didn't have a relationship to mull over, right? But we're talking about somebody's connection, okay? And there were points made along the way. You might want to take notes so that you know, like, oh yeah, definitely step one to entering a connection is not losing myself in said connection. And here's how to not lose yourself. You know, you should know these things before you just start, you know, hopping from one connection to the next, or even thinking that you're building one properly and then wondering why on the back end, you know, something's faulty with the foundation. All right. And then the spirit saying too, just the same, especially for those resonating with the spin the block energy. Two people who are in an honest and loving connection should be able to do this work together as well. Right? And I'm not saying in the blame game sense, like, well, you didn't do your work last Thursday whenever it was trash night and you didn't take the trash out neither. No, in the sense of like, literally, are y'all actually making sure you're doing the work for self so much that the other half of the connection, all right, is met with your overflow? Because that's the way, because otherwise you're half-assing it. And, you know, it might only take 13 years. It might take 13 days. for somebody to start noticing that and saying something and then having hard boundaries and then divorces. Just saying, okay? Like just, you know, again, faulty foundation. Who wants to build on that? Nobody in the right mind. It's giving castles made of sand fall deep into the sea eventually. Who is that? Jimi Hendrix, right? So, you know, don't wonder. Don't be that one to wonder like, oh my gosh, why didn't we work out? How did I waste all these years? I wasted time. Didn't close out the cycle, dismissed a red flag smacking you in your face. You know, I don't know. There are many ways to waste time, apparently. Ask me how I know. Shoot. You can waste time thinking that somebody who has potential is going to meet it. They're not you, babe. They might not ever meet that potential because they're not you. So stop expecting you outside of you and be grateful for the potential that you carry and cultivate it into actually, like I made that post. I don't want to say I shoulda, I coulda, I woulda. I want to say I did. I did that. Like I said I was going to. Like a boss. Right? That's what I want. Who's with me? You know what I mean? We should all be going, aye aye. Like this is the vibe to saying. Love and light, Carmesia. So there's that, you guys. That's what I have for you. Take what you will. Take it with a grain of salt if you must. But man, I think we talked about some pretty smart next steps. You guys are tenacious enough to continue on the path and also cultivate something pretty beautiful with the alchemy that I already know you can perform out. Okay, just got to continue on. All right, don't give up, you guys. All right. Thanks for hanging with your girl. Until the next time, love and light.